Here is a couple things that makes you a pleasure to be around. Authenticity. Because when people see you being authentic, a lot of people are not authentic. Everyone's living their lives outside of Instagram as an Instagram filter. So, authenticity is very scarce, which makes it very valuable. And so when people see you being authentically you, they want to be around you because they want the power that you have. There is power in authenticity because there's so much confidence. There's the removal of shackles of what other people think about you, and there's complete comfort in your skin. So people are like, I want to be free like you. So they want to be around you because they love to see you express your freedom, and in some way it helps them get out of their shell to eventually become somebody who expresses their freedom as well. And that is authenticity. Boundaries, having boundaries. Number 2 of what makes you dope to be around. Somebody who has boundaries. When you have boundaries, you're, again, expressing your freedom, expressing your identity, expressing your space, and people pick up on that. And a lot of people say, and I've been seeing this little trend of like, no more Mr. Nice Guy. I'm tired of being the nice guy. I'm going to start violating people. I'm start being upset. Listen, honey, there is no such thing as a nice guy. Nice guys are usually very inauthentic. You have a problem saying no. You have a problem finding out what you want, what you need. You have a problem with self-awareness. You have a bad tendency to want to people please. You probably are fearful of confrontation. You don't have your own opinions. And if you do have your own opinions, you suppress them because nice guys usually want to have the opinion that's popular because they don't want to step on any toes. Because number 3 of what makes you so dope to be around, having wisdom. Wisdom cannot be bought. Wisdom is something you seek often. Wisdom is only able to be accepted when you have a growth mindset. Wisdom is forever evolving, forever growing. When you are a person who is wise, you are usually the person people usually come to for advice. People usually come to for a word. People usually come to for your ideals, for your creativity. That means that what you have to say and how your mind works and the knowledge you have is valuable. You have something that cannot be bought, but it's something that is earned based on the relationships you build with people, based on the reputation you build with people. Wisdom says a lot about who you are, and it makes you a commodity, and it's not something that a lot of people have. Not that they can't have, but they don't choose. They choose not to have it because their priorities are in all the unimportant things and things that don't matter, things that are futile, fickle, whatever. So wisdom is something that you seek, and you seeking wisdom and you being a wisdom seeker, which is the same thing, is unique and makes you very valuable in many different situations. Number 4 of what makes you so dope to be around is emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is being aware of your emotions, being able to properly name those emotions and notice and able to label other people's emotions. It is a skill that is extremely important in relationships, in professional environments, in interpersonal, in romantic relationships. Super important. It allows you to be able to connect with people in a more deeper level, and I don't know if you could say more deeper, but in a deeper level, and create more interpersonal relationships, create more of a bond with people, reputation, longevity, and friendships. Emotional intelligence is the catalyst for going deeper and more meaningful conversations and relationships. And it just helps you be more present when you're emotionally intelligent. Number 5 of what makes you so dope to be around is social intelligence. And do I have to tell you why? You have your boundaries, you have your authenticity, you have your emotional intelligence. Now you need to know how to read the room. Reading the room in any environment, in any situation, allows you to take first dibs on opportunity. It allows you to work the room. It allows you to build relationships. It allows you to network. It allows you to be more likable. And that's against the whole nice guy thing. You actually are likable because you know how to read the room. You know how to have social intelligence. You know how to pay attention to cues, social cues. That is something that, again, it comes along with wisdom. It's something that you learn. It's not something you could read about. This is not a book smart situation, guys. These are just things that you have to just learn. And the last dope thing that makes you so dope to be around. It is scarcity. Hello, we have to talk about scarcity and value. Being scarce, and not necessarily building scarcity. Somebody who has time management skills, which is something that I'm working on, and takes their time wisely, won't have time for certain things, which naturally builds a scarcity. We are very much idle this time and age, and since Instagram, social media are not our friends. Not only are they training our mind to have short attention spans, that's a whole different conversation for a whole different video, but time management builds scarcity because you are respectful of your time. And when you're respectful of your time, people are respectful of your time. And the only way they'll be respectful of your time is not saying, hey, I'm respectful of my time. No, it's actually it's you being respectful of your time. You can't pretend that is something that people see by your action. And that's really what it is. You can't fake the funk. People will see how you are with your time and they're like, she don't fuck around. You know what I mean? Like, she's real. Excuse me, can I, yeah, because my time is respectful, because that's how I walk and that's how I move and that's what it is. So scarcity with your time. We need to stop being idle. If you know anything about the Bible and idleness and the devil, that is his playground, and ain't no swings up in this park. So not the one. Time management skills, super important. Excuse me. Need to drink some water. Time management is super important, and it will naturally build scarcity because you will be more intentional with your time. And being intentional with your time allows you to have value because people know that you do not have time for idle conversation. You do not have time for gossip. You do not have time for those things because you are purposeful and intentional with your time, and you are going places, and I don't have time for that. And if your time management skills are on point, you start to apply the things that you want to do, the things you keep saying you want to do, the things you keep saying you want to get done. When you have time management skills, you start to feel more intentional about how you spend your time. Therefore, your priorities change, and therefore, those priorities usually are things that are important to you to pursue, and you will do that, and you will have the time, and you will feel so badass about it, and people will really value you. And there was this quote I saw online about time management, and it says, if you don't have something to do, please don't do it here. People who are intentional with their time should spend time with other people who are intentional with their time. And that means when you guys get together and talk and conversate and work, y'all have a purpose and intentionality. You're working with someone or dealing with someone or talking to someone or dating someone or being friends with someone who's talking about what it needs to be talked about, real shit, things that are important, things that are intentional, things that are giving value, growth, education. People who are intentional with their time and working with or dealing with other people who are intentional with their time, it's like, do I have to, can you imagine that? Can you just see what kind of relationship that would be? That is one where you guys are both being productive, and that relationship and that interaction that you're taking time to enter is valuable to you. No one's wasting time. No one's prolonging conversation. No one is having idle conversation. I'm not saying all idle conversation is bad, but for the most part, it is. Obviously, everything should be taken with a grain of salt. But yes, the more intentional and more. And that is the end of my series of what makes you so dope to be around. That's my opinion. It's not proven by science, but it's what I'm seeing and what I've noticed in very influential people, that these were traits that they had. And I was super inspired by it. I definitely took notes, and I was definitely inspired to work on the things that I feel will help elevate me to be even doper to be around. Because what's dope is what nobody can take from you. And that is yourself, honey. So you better invest in that all you can, because that is the most valuable asset that you'll ever have. It's yourself. It's not those Gucci shoes or those Jordans or that celebrity who just had a birthday. Invest in yourself.